Check 1, 2. Check, check. 1 and 2. Check 1 and 2. Check, check. 1 and 2. and we're coming to you live from the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex here on the beautiful campus of the University of Mount Union. You are tuned into Mount Union Preparator women's basketball here on the live stream today. Big OAC matchup here this afternoon as your Mount Union Preparators play host to the Wilmington Quakers. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Attar. Alongside me up here is my man BK, Brennan Kearns, and got a great matchup here for you guys today. Let's take a look first at the visiting Quakers. Wilmington comes into today's matchup 3-12 overall in the season, 1-8 in OAC play. They're 9th in the OAC standings. They're coming off a 65-45 loss to the Ohio Northern Polar Bears their last time out, where Cassidy Lovett led the way with 16 points and 6 rebounds. Kai Walker added 10 points, but the team was out-rebounded 48-32 by the Polar Bears, and they shot just 31% from the floor, 25% from downtown. BK, what are you looking for here today from Wilmington?
Well, they're clearly going to need some scorers to step up. Their field goal percentage is a little bit low, shooting 31.9%. So something you want to see from Wilmington, clearly, if your coach is to shoot a little bit better, you're going to rely on Cassidy Lovett, 12.5 points per game. And, you know, a lot of this team is going to they're going to have to focus on turnover rate, not turn the ball over, because that's something Mount Union is going to capitalize on in a game like this. They're going to need strong rotation on D. Mount Union is a really assist-heavy squad, so they're giving up the ball a lot, inside out to threes and stuff like that. So really good rotation defense, and fix that shot percentage, and we'll see a good game.
For sure. We'll get right into it now for your Mount Union Preparators. The women's side, they come into today 7-9 overall, 4-5 in OAC play. They are in a big tie for 5th right now in the OAC standings with Otterbein and John Carroll. Of course, the top 6 teams make that OAC tournament. Preparators are coming off a 66-55 loss to the Marietta Pioneers, where in that game, Elizabeth Mason led the way with 19 points and 5 rebounds. Ali Hudick had 8 points, but the team struggled from the floor. They shot just 33% overall, 22% from downtown, but they did force 19 Marietta turnovers in the loss. BK, what are you looking for here today from the Mount Union side of things?
So, I mean, it's pretty simple from their standpoint. It's kind of just a take care of business game today. You know, you do your things well, you run your sets, you create turnovers, capitalize on opportunities, take advantage of fast break points and transition points. You know, you should statistically win this game pretty well. So taking care of business is big. You know, we can't have a night, you know, if you're the Purple Raiders, 22% from deep, 33% from the field is just not what you're looking for if you're coach. And so this is something that they're going to look to fix in this game right now, is shoot a little bit better, take care of business, create turnovers, and they should walk away with this one.
For sure. We'll see if the Raiders are able to get back on the winning side of things and pick up a big OAC win here today. We're going to take a short break here on the live stream for the national anthem. We'll be back with starting lineups here momentarily. And we're back here on the women's basketball live stream, getting you ready for today's matchup between your Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Wilmington Quakers. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Quakers. They're led by head coach Sydney Moss in her first season as the head coach here for Wilmington this season. Their starting lineup consists of the fifth-year senior from Miami Trace High School, Washington Courthouse, Ohio, number 3, Cassidy Lovett. The junior guard from Reynoldsburg High School in Columbus, Ohio, number 10, Kai Walker. The freshman forward from North Adams High School in Seaman, Ohio, number 12, Keaton Hupp. The freshman guard from Avella High School in Avella, Pennsylvania, number 20, Katie Dreyer. And lastly, rounding out that starting 5 is the freshman power forward from Indian Lake High School in Bellefontaine, Ohio, number 25, Stephanie Alstetter. And now we'll take a look at the starting lineup for your Mount Union Purple Raiders. As always, they are led by head coach Susie Vanette, and a lot of the same here in the starting lineup here this afternoon, as we'll get that starting lineup started with the junior guard from Akron Buckle High School, Akron, Ohio, number 0, Day-Day Nash. The freshman guard from Tuscaloosa Central Catholic High School in New Philadelphia, Ohio, number 3, Reese Triplett. The sophomore forward from Harrison Central High School, Cadiz, Ohio, number 12, Michaela Dunkel. The junior guard from Lake Catholic High School in Mentor, Ohio, number 25, Allie Hudick. And lastly, running out the starting 5 is a local product here, right from Alliance, Ohio, Marlington High School, number 33, Elizabeth Mason.
They put Dunkel back in the starting lineup, and it's exciting to see. She kind of came up a little bit. Had the sophomore slump in a way early to begin, but she kind of found her stride here. And it's games like this that you can kind of find your stride back in a little bit. And we're getting deep into the OAC for the Purple Raiders. Currently 7-9, so kind of fighting for that spot in the tournament right now. So games like this are huge, especially in terms of playing well and playing solid and doing the little things correctly that you need to do to win games like these, and even further along games when you play the top of the league. And we'll see how much they have here on this Saturday afternoon.
We shall see. Second meeting between these two schools this season. Mount Union won the first one 66-45 earlier in the season, where Reese Triplett had 11 points and Dunkel had 8 points and 11 boards. We'll see if the Raiders can go 2 for 2 here as they win the opening tip, and Hudick fires up a 3. No good, but Michaela Dunkel's putback's no good as well, and will be Wilmington basketball. So the Raiders put up 2 quick shots, but come up empty at the offensive end. And now it'll be Kai Walker with it here for Wilmington. Tries to feed it down low inside to Alstetter. Saves it, but into the hands of Day-Day Nash. Nash now pushing the pace here, looking to go coast to coast. Goes up with the layup and gets it to go. Day-Day Nash on the board.
We talked about how they need to capitalize on turnovers, and that's going to be a pivotal point of this Mount Union defense tonight.
Raiders come out with the pressure here, as Lovett looking to dribble past, but it's a whistle, and it's a 10-second violation. So 2 turnovers now for Wilmington. That was the issue for them in the loss earlier this year to Mount Union as well. Quakers had 23 turnovers in the loss, and so far 2 turnovers on their first 2 possessions.
Hey, Mount Union can force them all they want, but they need to capitalize and put points on the board when they can.
So Day-Day gives it up here now to Reese Triplett. And Triplett puts it on the floor. Gives it up top, Elizabeth Mason. Around they go back to Nash. Nash now looking to drive. They'll swing the ball around the perimeter here now to Hudick. 13 on the shot clock as she puts up a shot from the free throw line, and Allie Hudick makes it 4-0. So the press worked to perfection the first time around. We'll see if they can cause another turnover here as Walker is able to get it across half court. Now gives it over to Lovett. Lovett looks to drive. Scoop layup, no good. Rebound Mount Union. Hudick now with it, pushing the pace, gives it over to Elizabeth Mason. She drives, had the shot blocked. Rebound to Walker, tries to save it. Out of bounds it goes. Will remain Purple Raider basketball here, 21 on the shot clock.
And Mason just kind of got tied up there, going up for that shot. It'll remain Purple Raider basketball.
Triplett on the inbound here to Day-Day Nash. High post, Michaela Dunkel. Hands it off to Triplett. Triplett will look here, swings it up top. Day-Day Nash, she'll step into a rhythm 3. That's no good. A rebound to Walker. So Kai Walker now gives it up in transition. Now in the corner they go to Dreyer. Up top, Alstetter around to Lovett. Lovett now looks to drive. She swings it up top to Hupp. Dreyer now gives it back over here to Walker with 12 on the shot clock. Alstetter now with it. She drives, gets to the paint, and draws the whistle. Foul there is going to go on Michaela Dunkel. That'll be her first, team's first. And Wilmington will have their first 2 free throws of the night here.
And doing a good job of getting downhill and caught the blocking foul because they had a lot of momentum coming downhill. Mount Union and Wilmington's offense very similar in terms of wing action downhill to the screen, moving towards the center of the floor, and that's how they create inside outs to get threes. And so far we haven't seen any of that, but a lot of drive action coming from Wilmington and the Purple Raiders early.
So Stephanie Allstetter, the freshman here from Bellefontaine, Ohio, gets the first to go. Grace Wolf checks in for the first time this afternoon for Mount Union as Dunkel takes a seat. It's 4-2 Mount Union early stages here, first quarter, 7:46 left to go in the period. As around they go here now, Allie Hudick gives it up top to Grace Wolf. She'll swing it around now. Day-Day Nash now up top, Elizabeth Mason, pump fake, slicks to drive. Kicks it out to a wide open Reese triplet for 3. That's no good. Hits the top of the backboard. Out of bounds to the Quakers.
And just a great look there for Mason. You thought she was coming with the up and under, and finds triplet at the top of the key. A tough miss, but they'll take that all day long.
So Wilmington can take the lead here now as Walker will bring it up, guarded closely here by Day-Day Nash. And a whistle, and Day-Day is going to get called here for the reach. So 2 quick fouls now for the Purple Raiders. First there on Day-Day. It's Haley Haywood into the ball game. Addie Mucci also into the ball game now for the Purple Raiders. Mucci is second in the OAC this year in 3-point field goal percentage, 43% on the season for her. It's Kai Walker now with it. Up top, Allstetter. And around the perimeter they'll go here now to Dreyer. Back down low they go to Allstetter. Kicks it out to Walker. Now around to Cassidy Lovett. Lovett now at 6 on the shot clock. Goes up with the shot. Had it well contested there by Grace Wolf. We have a whistle, jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Quakers. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Great tie up there by Haywood. Possession arrow switch.
And Walker on the inbound to Allstetter. She puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Nice defense there from the Purple Raiders.
Oh, well executed, just couldn't hit the miss.
Mucci tries to find Hudick in transition, couldn't quite get it to her. The steal by Lovett goes up with the shot. Might have had it blocked right there by Elizabeth Mason, who grabs the miss, kicks it over to Hudick for the transition 3. That's short. Fight for the board. Allstetter comes up with it.
Slow start for both squads.
As Lovett now slings it up top. Now stepping into a 3 at the other end is Hep. She can't get it to go. A whistle, another jump ball. This time the possession arrow in favor of Mount Union.
And both teams not shooting the best to start this game, but both teams playing hard and going after 50-50 balls. A lot of defense to be played in this one.
So Lily Sweeney and Sierra Schlosser now into the ballgame for Mount Union. The Purple Raiders just 2 for 7 here in the early stages, while Wilmington yet to hit a field goal. They are 0 for 4 to start. Schlosser now with it, gives it back over here to Mucci. Around they go, Lily Sweeney. She thought about the 3, now kicks it over to Schlosser. Schlosser cross court to Mucci. She puts it on the floor here now with 8 on the shot clock. Gives it down low to a cutter, and Schlosser, we got a whistle. Travel is going to go on Sierra Schlosser. Ball back here to Wilmington.
It's tough. I mean, it was a good offensive play call. Swing to the right side, get it back to the post. Just shuffled her feet a little bit before the shot.
So the Quakers now with it. Mount Union comes out in the trap. Nearly works there as they come up with the near steal, but another jump ball, the third one here in about the last minute and a half. Possession arrow back in favor of Wilmington. So Tess Conroy now in for the Purple Raiders. As Haley Haywood will take a seat. Around they go here. Kai Walker down low inside to Allstetter. Looking to go to work here on Wolf. A nice move. She goes up for the shot. Couldn't get it to go. Fight for the board. It's another jump ball. This time possession arrow in favor of Mount Union.
Didn't Mount Union just get the last jump ball?
We had the quick one right there with Wilmington on that same possession. There's actually 2 jump balls on that possession right there. But yeah, 4 jump balls now as that ball is dribbled off of Mucci's foot, out of bounds, and it will be Wilmington basketball with Audrey Livesay checking into the ball game now for Mount Union, but a lot of hustle from both these squads, a lot of jump balls in the early going.
A lot of this Purple Raiders squad is getting in early in this game tonight, this afternoon, excuse me.
Already 12 Purple Raiders have played in the ball game here as Alstetter fires up a shot, can't get it to go, rebound Livesay. Purple Raiders on the run now. Mucci slows things down, kicks it up top to Livesay. She steps into a three, that's in and out, no good, rebound Alstetter. Purple Raiders have gone cold. They're now 2 for 8 to start the game. Meanwhile, Wilmington's still looking for their first field goal. They are 0 for 5. Lovett now looks to drive baseline. Ball hits the baseline though, out of bounds. Another Wilmington turnover, and it's Mount Union basketball.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of turnovers, mistakes, missed shots, even had a lot of buckets to the rim and close, and just kind of got a lid on the basket, if you will. So we'll see how well Mount Union can capitalize on some of these turnovers they've been creating.
We've got a whistle and an offensive foul is going to go here on the Purple Raiders, Audrey Livesay. So turnover for Mount Union, Livesay's first, team's third, as Elizabeth Mason now will check back in for Mount Union. At that last stoppage in play, too, we just talked about how Mount Union's had a lot of substitutions here today. The first substitution of the game for Wilmington, number 11, Natalie Rupp, checked into the ball game. Lovett now swings it up top to Rupp. Now over to Walker. Walker puts it on the floor. She looks to drive. Kicks it on out here now to Hupp. And now back around here. It will go to Lovett. Lovett out to Rupp. Rupp steps into a three. That one's no good. Rebound Mucci. So Addison Mucci now gives it up top. Elizabeth Mason. Now over in the corner, it's Lily Sweeney who fires up a deep shot. Can't get it to go, and a rebound to the Quakers. At the other end, Cassidy Lovett gets the quick bucket. First field goal of the game with just 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter for Wilmington. They tie things up at 4. High post now, Elizabeth Mason. Over in the corner to a wide open Lily Sweeney. 4-3. Beautiful basketball, Lily Sweeney from downtown.
And that's the spark Purple Raiders need right there. Big three.
So Mount Union's not been bashful from downtown here today. They are now 1 for 6 from downtown, as at the other end, the response from Keaton Hupp. She ties things up at 7. Raiders trying to break the press here. Mucci swings it over to Sweeney. Sweeney now over to Mason, and Elizabeth Mason will go up with the shot. Draws the whistle. Foul on Kai Walker. That'll be her first, team's first, and Elizabeth Mason to the line now for 2.
And Elizabeth Mason, this team's top scorer at the moment, and she had a really good night. The other night, 19 points, 5 rebounds. Haven't seen much from her here until this point, but she is somebody you want to look forward to when she is on the floor. Creates a lot of problems defensively and very versatile on offense.
As Alstetter back into the game now for Wilmington. Bailey Edelman back in for the first time here today for the Quakers as Mason hits the first. Michaela Dunkel, Reese Triplett, Day Nash all checking back in for Mount Union. And Mason will go 2 for 2 from the line, 9-7 Mount Union. Now here come the Quakers, Kai Walker. Mount Union coming out in a full court press here once again. They are able to break it here with Cassidy Lovett. Lovett now looks to drive. Swings over cross court, but she shuffled her shoes in the process. Traveling violation, Mount Union basketball.
And here's where, if you're the Purple Raiders, you're going to try to get a really high percentage look right now. You're creating turnovers, shooting 1 for 7 from the three-point line. So try to get a big down low, set up a nice little down low screen. Let's see what they rock with.
High post, Elizabeth Mason now hands off to Day Nash. She steps into the open mid-range, front of the rim, no good. Fight for the board. Michaela Dunkel comes up with it, but had her shot blocked by Alstetter. So Wilmington trying to tie or take the lead here at the other end. Up at the top now, it's Rupp. She swings it over to Walker. Walker looking to drive here on Reese Triplett. She's cut off though. Swings it out now up top to Edelman. Edelman in the corner to Lovett. She steps into a three. Too strong. Rebound Dunkel. Daly now with it here for Mount Union. She'll kick it over to Triplett. Triplett now puts it on the floor, looks to drive, goes up with the shot, can't quite get it to go off the fingertips of Michaela Dunkel. and it will be Wilmington basketball.
I mean, good luck. Can't fault her for taking it, but once that double team collapses, you know somebody's open. Back dribble, find a good cutter in the lane to spot up three, but Mount Union's got to take care of the basketball a little bit better here in this first quarter.
So now Keaton Hupp takes it up here. She checked back in at that last stoppage and has it taken away by Triplett. Reese Triplett now on a 2-on-1 break, trying to get it to Sweeney, but Lovett picked her pockets. Lovett now on a 1-on-1 break. Good recovery from Elizabeth Mason. She's forced to kick it out to Allstetter for the three, and Stephanie Allstetter gives Wilmington their first lead of the game. It's 10-9, a minute 50 left to go in the first. Up top, Michaela Dunkel. Down low inside Elizabeth Mason. She goes up with the shot, and Elizabeth's got 4 points now. It's 11-10. Raiders regain the lead.
Always goes up strong. Mason does.
Quakers on the break. Lovett gives it over to Allstetter, and Allstetter returns the favor. She's been red hot here today so far, as she has now got 7 points, 12-11. Up top, Elizabeth Mason now around here. Reese Triplett. Day up top now, Lily Sweeney. Elizabeth Mason with about 12 on the shot clock here. Puts on the floor, looks to drive. A nice strong take from the freshman. The Raiders regain the lead.
Once she realizes that they can't stop her driving to the hoop, it's going to be a long night for Wilmington.
13-12 as Edelman now with under a minute to go in the quarter. Swing it over Lovett. Now around here to Kai Walker. 18 on the shot clock. About 49 seconds now on the game clock. Around the perimeter here now to Edelman. Edelman swings it over up top to Hupp. Back to Edelman. Pump fakes. Now puts it on the floor. 3 seconds on the shot clock out to Walker for three. That's too strong. Offensive board, Lovett. However, that shot is going to be waved off as that ball did not hit the rim. It's a shot clock violation. So substitutions here once again. Sierra Schlosser, Addie Mucci, Haley Haywood, and Allie Hudick. And then one last substitution, Grace Wolf, into the ball game now for Mount Union.
I don't understand how you sit down Elizabeth Mason after the last 4 minutes she just had, but maybe clearly tired, needs a break. Get her back in as soon as you can after that stretch.
About a 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock here as Mucci up at the top of the key now. She'll look to drive into the paint, kicks it out to Hudick, now over to Schlosser. Back around here, Mucci. 10 on the shot clock now, 11 on the game clock. As Mucci gets into the paint, fires up a shot in the double team, can't get it to go. Rebound to the Quakers. They're trying to take the lead here with 2 seconds, 1 second. Last second shot is and it's good. Katie Dreyer with the mid-range, and Wilmington, they will take the 14-13 lead into the second period. BK, your thoughts on that first quarter?
I thought Wilmington played exceptionally well in that first quarter, handling the press really, really efficiently, not turning the ball over too much. They've turned over a little bit, but they're also playing really good defense down the stretch, not allowing Mount Union to capitalize on those said turnovers. However, Mount Union struggling here early, 31% from the field, allowing 35% from Wilmington. They're just shooting 1 for 7 from the three-point line, so maybe back off the threes a little bit. I mean, we saw a little bit late in that stretch, but Elizabeth Mason was taking it to the hole with ease, no problems, finishing. Eventually, you're going to get and ones down the stretch. You're going to open it up to shooters down the floor, corners, wings. You keep doing that downhill offense Mount Union likes to run, they'll be just fine. But like we talked about earlier, they got to take care of business, and they did not quite do that in the first quarter. But however, a lot of game left to be played, and basketball is a large game of runs. You can't start hot. A lot of times you see teams start hot and end really cold, or start cold and they got a 40-point fourth quarter. So this Purple Raider team is very streaky at times, and we've seen that time in and time out.
Yeah, without a doubt, Elizabeth Mason in that first quarter for Mount Union led scoring for the Purple Raiders. 6 points, 2 of 3 shooting. The rest of the squad just 3 for 13 overall from the floor. And Mount Union Like how BK mentioned, just 1 for 7 from downtown. Wilmington, though, they started out the game really ice cold. They were 2 for 10, but they made 3 of their last 4 shots. A late run in that first quarter gives them the 1-point advantage here, 14-13 as we get set for the second quarter. It's Wilmington basketball.
And not to mention, Wilmington 7 turnovers, and turnovers early as well. So Mount Union not capitalizing like they needed to on those turnovers early.
So Kai Walker with it. She'll kick it on over, and we got a whistle. And just unfortunate right there. Looked like Katie Dreyer might have twisted her ankle, but in the process took a couple steps, and it's a traveling violation, so ball goes back to Mount Union.
Yeah, a little bit of sweat on the floor down there.
Kaylee Haywood now with it for the Purple Raiders. They look to regain the lead here. Up top now, Addison Mucci. Around the perimeter they go now. Allie Hudick with it. She puts it on the floor. Takes a screen from Schlosser. Now picks up the dribble here with 10 on the shot clock. We'll give it over to Mucci. Mucci now takes a screen, steps into a 3, and she knocked it down. That's why she's second in the OAC this year in three-point field goal percentage. Addison Mucci from downtown.
And a great way to just navigate traffic. She knows the shot clock was winding down and just finds her spot and releases.
16-14 Mount Union, just their second 3 of the game. 2 for 8 now for Mount Union, as they come out in what looks like a 2-2-1 zone here, as Lovett steps into a 3, and she returns the favor. Back and forth they go. Cassidy Lovett from downtown. At the other end now, Haley Haywood up top, adding Mucci. Around the Grace Wolf. Wolf pump fakes, drives, lost the handle. Out of bounds it will go. They say last off the Quakers, will remain Mount Union basketball. A whistle and a substitution here now. Audrey Livesay will check back in.
Box set for the Purple Raiders on this inbound.
And Haley Haywood will take the inbound here at the Mount Union logo. 15 on the shot clock for Addison Mucci and company. Mucci gives it up in the high post to Livesay now. Up top, Schlosser. Schlosser 6 on the shot clock, but gives a great pass down low inside. Addison Mucci for 2. It's now 18-17 Mount Union. They've just been going back and forth with the lead here in the past 3 minutes. Dreyer now drives. They kick it out now to Walker. Walker back out top. Alstetter for 3. She gets it to go. Wilmington's red hot now. They're 4 for 8 from downtown. It's 20-18.
Yeah, that's not how you want to leave open for 3 for the Wilmington Quakers.
Stephanie Alstetter's got 10 of her team's first 20 points. As at the other end, Haywood tries to tie things up. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Walker. Kai Walker now with it. They'll swing it around the perimeter here to Lovett. Lovett up top. Gives it over to Hupp. Hupp down low inside to Alstetter. Cross court here. It's Kai Walker. Walker with 12 on the shot clock. Swings it in the corner. Lovett now. Lovett looking to drive here on Hudick. Swings it back out to Alstetter. Does she have another 3? That time it's short. Rebound though, Cassidy Lovett. Wilmington with the extra possession. Lovett will look to drive and draws the whistle in the process. She drove right in between Audrey Livesay and Allie Hudick, and Hudick gets called for the block. Her first, team's first.
Interesting. They're flooding a lot of these down screens, getting her, Stephanie, out to the wing. She's already got 10 here.
As the freshman Elizabeth Mason and Reese Triplett check back in for Mount Union. Alstetter looking to go up and under, goes up with the shot. Couldn't get it to go. Nice defense there from Audrey Livesay. Purple Raiders at the other end. Livesay now gives it up to Mucci. Up top now, Allie Hudick. Hudick swings it around Elizabeth Mason. Mason crossing over into the paint, swings it back over to Livesay. She thought about the shot, now gives it to a cutter, and Reese Triplett looking to back the defender down, goes up for the shot, couldn't get it to go. Cassidy Lovett now with it. She'll look to drive, kicks it out to Dreyer. Dreyer drives into the paint, could not get it to go. Rebound Triplett. Triplett now swings it over. Allie Hudick. Hudick steps into the open mid-range, no good. A rebound to Wilmington. So the Raiders started off this quarter quick, and now they've hit a little bit of a lull. 6:28 left to go in the half. 20-18 Wilmington. It's Kai Walker taking her time here, gives it up in the high post to Olstetter. Up top, it's Hupp. And Keaton Hupp now with 6 on the shot clock, puts it on the floor, now kicks it over to Lovett. Lovett drives, goes up with the shot, but it's a charge right there. Audrey Livesay took the hit, and Cassidy Lovett called for her team's first.
I want to start this off by saying I love the charge play, no doubt, but I think the ref might have missed a call with her heels being on that line just a little bit, but I mean, you got to love the charge play and commend it anytime you see it, but great play there by Livesay.
Michaela Dunkel, Tess Conroy, Day Nash back in here now for Mount Union. Conroy now with it. Kicks it over to Elizabeth Mason. Mason puts it on the floor. Nearly lost the handle, but it's now into the hands of Conroy. Cross-court pass, Day Nash now over to Triplett. Triplett fires up the three. No good. Fight for the board. Quakers come away with it. Hupp now gives it over here to Lovett. We've got a whistle and a timeout for Wilmington. 5:44 left to go in this first half. Very closely contested basketball game. It's 20-18 Wilmington.
And it's been a really good quarter, kind of the same as the first quarter, if not a little bit better defense. Just not seeing a lot of execution on offense from either squad going on right now, and both have good concepts in the coaching aspect. You know, they're just kind of not executing when it comes down to finishing at the bucket or from deep. Both teams in Mount Union's really who we're talking about. Wilmington shooting better than what they do for most games, 36.8%. So stay in this game, the Quakers are, but the Raiders not having a great Saturday afternoon. But it's a long game, you know, and halftime adjustments can be made, and I think once Mount Union figures out, you know, they've got a lot of power down low, and Wilmington does not sub, not nearly as much as Mount Union does in terms of depth. So you start getting to the third and fourth quarter, that's when people start getting tired.
So Kai Walker now looks to drive, gives it over to Olstetter on the pick and roll, ran to perfection. Stephanie Olstetter's got over half her team's points, 12 of the 22. Quakers on top by 4. Got a whistle and a travel going to go on Tess Conroy. It's Wilmington basketball.
It's one you see more often nowadays, people dribbling or picking up their back foot before they put a dribble down.
So the Raiders coming out in the press here once again, but Wilmington breaks it. Lovett now looks to drive, goes up with the floater, and the Quakers now, they're on top 24-18 in this one. It's a 7-0 Wilmington run after the Raiders took the 18-17 lead. Down low inside, now they go Day Nash. She goes up with the shot, in and out, no good. Offensive rebound, Tess Conroy, and she will draw the whistle here. I believe the foul will go on number 14, Bailey Edelman. That'll be her first, team second. Tess Conroy to the line for 2.
And the Purple Raiders just seems like they got a lid on the basket. A lot of their close shots and little jumpers are just rolling in and out, and free throws good, but even if the Purple Raiders can stay continuously consistent, you know, they're holding Wilmington to a really low score for the time being, even though Wilmington's shooting a good percentage. So Mount Union just needs to stay in this game, shoot a little bit better come to the second half.
So Conroy 1 for 2 from the line, 24-19 Wilmington. Around the perimeter they'll go here now. It's Kai Walker. Walker looks to drive on Conroy, drives right into Michaela Dunkel, though now out to Olstetter for 3, in and out, no good. Rebound Purple Raiders. We've got a whistle here. It's going to be a carrying violation now going on Tess Conroy. She thought about the pass to Day Nash. Day got cut off at the last second, and Conroy gets called for the turnover.
As much as it looked like a carry, she almost snatched it rather than scooped.
So Sweeney and Hudick check back in now for Mount Union. 4:35 left to go here. Raiders down by 5. They've trailed by as many as 6 in this one. It's Kai Walker inbounds it to Olstetter. Now over to Lovett. Up top they go. Swinging around here now to Hupp. Hupp swings it up top. Kai Walker thought about the 3 now inside to Olstetter. Looking to go to work on Dunkel. Goes up with the shot. And one upcoming for Stephanie Olstetter. 14 points now for Allstetter's trying to make it one more at the free throw line.
And they need to figure out a way to stop her. She's been everywhere, on the rebounds, on the block, scooping out for three-pointers. I think she's got 2 of them here tonight. Just really good play from her, and she's a dominant force inside. And if you keep getting Mount Union's bigs in foul trouble, they're going to struggle early, especially to guard her late as we get down to the second half. So, I mean, if you're Wilmington's coach here, you're going to keep giving the ball to Stephanie.
15 points now for Stephanie Allstetter. Her career high is 19 points, which she got back on November 17th against Asbury. As out they go here now, Lily Sweeney. She fires up the shot, and Sweeney now giving Mountain Union a boost off the bench. She's got 5 points. It's 27-21. Up top they go here now. It's Cassidy Lovett. She looks to drive, kicks it out. Keaton Hupp. She'll step into a 3 from the corner. Keaton Hupp gives the Quakers a 30-21 lead, their largest lead of the contest.
Just kind of lax on defense, not closing out hard at the moment.
Got a whistle, timeout for Coach Susie Vanette. 3:34 left to go in the half. 30-21 in favor of Wilmington. The Quakers so far in this second quarter outscoring Mount Union 16-8. BK, what do you think the biggest difference has been between the 2 quarters for Mount Union so far? They only trailed by 1 at the end of 1. Now they're down by 9.
I think Wilmington came here on a business trip, and at the moment, Purple Raiders kind of dressed semi-casual. Just have not looked sharp at all. Their offense is kind of a continuous screen, and they're not setting the screens. If you're watching directly, you'll see the screens are missing. They're forcing the Purple Raiders up the arc and down towards the logo, which the Purple Raiders' main objective on offense is to gain downhill and get downhill, and that's how you get shooters open in the corners, draw and ones, get quick down fouls, quick little passes to your big between the block, get layups, things like that. And if you're not getting downhill, you're watching what Mount Union's offense is right now, which is stagnant, and that's something that I'm sure Susie Vanette will fix in the locker room come halftime. But they need to cut down this deficit at the moment.
Handoff here to Lily Sweeney out of the timeout. They'll give it over now to Day Nash. Nash picks up her dribble. Now kicks over to a cutter, and Elizabeth Mason. A great move by Elizabeth. She's got 8 points now. It's 30-23.
I mean, she should touch the ball on every Mount Union offensive possession.
Cross court now they go. Keaton Hupp up top, Allstetter. And Wilmington breaks the press here once again. It's Kai Walker now with it. Now around here to Hupp. Cassidy Lovett now with it. Up top to Dreyer. Back to Allstetter. Again, Allstetter's got 15 of her team's 30 points here so far in this first half as Lovett now drives into the paint. But lost the handle. Great defense by the Purple Raiders. Dede now with it. Feeds it down low. In the low post here, Sierra Schlosser. She goes up for the shot. Couldn't finish. Fight for the board. Bodies on the ground. And Schlosser comes away with it. They kick it out now to Hudick. She steps into a 3 that's too strong. The rebound to the Quakers. So Wilmington on top here by 7. So now Lovett with it. Up top they go. Back to Allstetter. So Quakers just moving the ball around the perimeter here now to Kai Walker. Walker looks to drive baseline. Cut off though by Schlosser. Tries to kick it back out. Tipped out of bounds by Elizabeth Mason. Just 7 on the shot clock. As for Mount Union, Addison Mucci back into the ballgame. Abby McElroy in for the first time here today as Allstetter fires up the shot out of the inbound. Can't get it to go. A whistle over the back going on Kai Walker, her second, team's third. Ball back here to Mount Union. So 2 minutes left to go here now in this first half. 30-23 in favor of Wilmington. Mucci now with it. Gives it up top to McElroy. Now around here, Dede Nash. Nash swings it back out up top. McElroy, she thought about the 3, now swings it over to Dede. She'll step into one, and she buries it. Dede Nash from downtown makes it 30-26.
Big bucket here late.
Last 5 points now going to Mount Union. They look to close the half on a strong note here. Down low inside they go now to Dreyer. Dreyer goes up and under. Gets past Dede Nash to the rim for 2. 32-26. Addie Mucci now with it. She swings it around here. Sierra Schlosser. Schlosser steps into a 3. That's too strong. Followed her own miss though. And now down on the floor we've got a whistle. And they'll say that Wilmington had the possession, which would mean they get the timeout. Looked to me like they might have been tied up from up here, but nonetheless, the ref saw it different. Timeout Wilmington here with 1:08 left to go in the half.
Curious shot so early in the shot clock. You know, that's kind of one of those, we need a bucket, especially after getting a 3 and then letting up a bucket on the other end. That to me feels like a let's draw up a play kind of moment. Let's get an elevator screen coming downhill or kick to a 3, somewhere in there. Just not the shot selection that you want, especially when you're big at 1:08, down 6, walking into the second half. Nonetheless, not a bad shot, just not a great shot, in my humble opinion. I think the Purple Raiders can get more. I don't think the Quakers have a lot of presence down low. I really don't. And that's something that I think they can capitalize on.
So Mason and Triplett back in now for Mount Union with 1:08 left to go here in the half. It's Cassidy Lovett now with it. Around here now, Kai Walker. Under a minute to go now. It's Keaton Hupp. Gives it to a cutter and Edelman. Addie Mucci to let it perfectly and gets the steal. So Raiders trying to put some points on the board here before the half. Around they go here. Dede Nash, she steps into another 3 and buries it. 32-29. Dede ties Elizabeth Mason now with 8 points. Is down low inside Allstetter. Around the perimeter they go now, back over to Lovett. She's thinking about the 3 but won't shoot it. Now puts on the floor, drives, goes up for the shot, a whistle, and one upcoming. Foul going here on Dede Nash. It'll be her second, team's third. Cassidy Lovett to the line for one more.
That's tough. You have everything taken away. All you got to do is defend the baseline. And it's one bad thing about giving up baseline. You give up baseline a lot of times, you're either getting a foul or giving up an and one. And tough defensive stretch for the freshman in McElroy. However, a good contributing piece to this squad, especially as she grows in this program.
Lovett can't get the free throw to go, so 34-29. Shot clock turned off. The Raiders score here. They will go into the half trailing by just 1 possession. Reese Triplett now puts on the floor. She looks to drive, goes up for the shot, gets it to go. 12 seconds left to go in the half. Triplett on the board now. 34-31, 6 seconds left to go. The Raiders do not want to give up a last-second score, but Lovett drives into the paint and goes coast to coast with 1.1 left to go on the clock. And a whistle and just a clock malfunction, so the refs will just say that's the end of the half. And that's a backbreaker right there for Mount Union. You cut it down to 1 possession, then Lovett gets the last-second bucket. 36-31 at the half in favor of Wilmington. BK, your thoughts on that first half?
Well, one thing I'm looking at from a coaching perspective, especially in the Mount Union locker room, is what's the issue going on right now? Well, I'll tell you, we're short on a lot of our shots. We're not finishing at the rim, and it's because we're tired. We're subbing 12, 13 almost, getting on the floor tonight for these ladies, and we look tired, and it's because we're almost at a full court press the entire game. Now, I'll look at this as from Susie Vanette's standpoint, and I'll go, do I not think that my squad can beat this squad half and half, you know, in the man-to-man offense in that half court? So that's something that I would look to if I'm Mount Union in the Purple Raiders, especially in this locker room, is, you know, can we just make this a half-court basketball game, keep our legs from underneath us, sub a little bit less, and keep the hot scores in the game. I get it. You're pressing a lot, and you need to get girls in and out, but Elizabeth Mason's hot scoring the basketball, and she's tired because she's pressing and running the man of that press. So something to look into. Wilmington's just got to keep playing the way they are, and they'll walk this game out. But Mount Union not playing up to their standards, so something to look forward to in the second half.
Yeah, definitely we'll have a big second half upcoming. Stephanie Allstetter leads all scorers with 15 points as Cassidy Lovett, just a little bit of a miscommunication, it looks like, here on the live stats. Cassidy Lovett with 11 points here for Wilmington at the half. Day Nash and Elizabeth Mason lead all Mountain Union scores with 8 apiece as Purple Raiders trail 36-31 at the half. We'll be back here at the end of halftime momentarily. And we're back here on the women's basketball live stream, getting ready for second half action between your Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Wilmington Quakers. Wilmington on top 36-31 here at the halftime break. Hello again, everyone. My name is Jacob Attar. Alongside me is my man BK, Brennan Kearns. BK, really in that first half, Mount Union, they struggled from the floor, just 37% shooting. They allowed 50% field goal percentage. Stephanie Allstetter as well as Cassidy Lovett, they combined for 26 of Wilmington's 36. What does Mount Union need to do, really, to kind of slow those two down and then make a comeback effort here in this one?
You said it. I mean, Stephanie Allstetter really put a statement in that first half, 15 points, and well above her average already. And so, this is something when you're Mount Union, if you can shut her down and make somebody else beat you, Wilmington hasn't shown that over the course of the year that they're going to have somebody step up and beat you as well. So that's probably something Coach Susie Vanette was looking at in the locker room. Really curious to see if they're going to take off this press and allow these ladies to have fresh legs through the half, but we will see.
We shall see indeed as the Raiders have the ball to start the second half. Ali Hudick now with it. Gives it up top, Day Nash. Nash over now to Hudick here once again. Hudick puts on the floor. She looks to drive, kicks it out to Triplett. Now around here, Elizabeth Mason. Mason now up top to Triplett with 11 on the shot clock. Mason now back around the perimeter here to Ali Hudick. 6 on the shot clock now is Day. Pump fakes, drives into the lane, fires up a shot that's no good. Rebound Allstetter. So Nash and Mason led Mount Union in scoring with 8 points each in that first half. Day hit 2 threes towards the end of the first half to get her 8 points. Elizabeth Mason, all of her points coming from inside the arc. It's Kai Walker now with it. Switched off on now by Mason. Around the perimeter they'll go here to Hupp. Now around to Lovett. Lovett down low inside to Allstetter, going to work. Goes up with the shot, can't get it to go. Nice defense from Dunkel. Elizabeth Mason now with it. She looks to drive. Kicks it out to Day Nash. Nash steps into another 3. In and out, no good. Offensive board, Michaela Dunkel out to a wide open Reese Triplett for 3. That one's no good. Day Nash, another rebound, and the Raiders 0 for 3 on that possession.
Have their chances.
So a tough break there as Kai Walker now up top to Allstetter. Thought about the 3. Now over to Keaton Hupp. Around here now Kai Walker. Walker will look to drive. Now instead steps into the mid-range and gets it to go. Kai Walker on the board now. She's got her first 2 points, 38-31. So Reese Triplett now with it. Tried to get it over to Elizabeth Mason, but it's taken away by Walker. Walker now on the 2-on-1 break, gives it over to Keaton Hupp, but great recovery from Elizabeth Mason. She's forced to kick it out. Love it up top now, Allstetter. Now around here to Dreyer. Down in the corner now, it's Walker. She looks to drive. Had it taken away, though, by Triplett. On the floor, whistle. Timeout once again here, going to the Quakers. They'll have just 2 remaining now. 7:59 left to go in the third. It's 38-31 Wilmington. Just 2 points scored so far in this quarter to the Quakers.
And Purple Raiders still kind of allowing that little screen fade action from Allstetter, who she has punished them, especially early in the first, with that. And, that's almost something you want to see them denying passes. Make it tough for her to get the ball, lose some energy. Make it just so when she does catch the ball, she fought through a lot just to get that shot off or just catch that pass in general. And between the both of these two, Cassie Lovett, and Allstetter, it's something that Mount Union really needs to focus on, dig deep, because these are going to be 2 that will punish you all game long.
It's now off the inbound. They go here to Dreyer. Now around to Walker, down low inside Allstetter. Just move the ball around the perimeter here now with 5 on the shot clock. Lovett looks to drive. Drives into a crowd now, goes up with the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound Triplett. Mount Union 0 for 4 here in this third quarter to kick things off. So they're looking for their first 2 points. Down low inside, they'll go to Elizabeth Mason, and that's one way to have the opportunity to get some points on the board. Foul there's going to go on Allstetter, her first, team's first. Elizabeth Mason back to the line here now for 2.
And now that these ladies are out of the press, they can stay in the game and get a rhythm. And we kind of talked about how that might have been a problem in the first half. How these girls are transitioning so much, the sub rates and getting girls in and out, and you can't find a rhythm. You're in for 3 minutes, and in those 3 minutes you're playing so much defense. Even if you do get a shot up, you're short. So a little bit more minutes now for these ladies coming into the second half now that they're out of this press. At least we think they're out of the press. We'll see after this free throw attempt, but an interesting adjustment from Susie Vanette.
Second free throw here for Mason, rims out, so 1 for 2 from the line, 38-32 Wilmington. As the Quakers will look to extend their lead here now at the other end. Around they go here now to Hupp, now up top Walker. Allstetter right back in the corner to Walker. Walker puts it on the floor, steps into another mid-range. That one's no good. Rebound Elizabeth Mason. Mason now draws the double, kicks it over to Hudick. The Raiders now have some numbers. A 3-on-2 break. Gives it over to Triplett in transition for the three. It's short once again. Fight for the board. Elizabeth Mason couldn't quite get to it. Out of bounds to Wilmington.
I don't love the transition three-pointer, but in this case and scenario, I do. You know, a quick turnover. Nash was pressing the issue and found her in the corner. I like the transition three there. I think it's an aggressive move and one the Purple Raiders needed to take, just didn't kind of fall their way there.
Haley Haywood, Abby McElroy back into the ball game here. As Kai Walker draws the double team now here on the press. Now Lovett, she'll look to drive here on Haywood. Up top, Keaton Hupp, she steps into a three. That's short. Long rebound, Elizabeth Mason. Mason on the break here now, goes up for the coast-to-coast layup, can't get it to go. Offensive board to McElroy, but had it taken away by Lovett. Now Cassidy Lovett wisely pulls things back, steps it out to Allstetter for the three. That one's no good. Haywood couldn't corral it cleanly, and Allstetter grabs the board and draws the whistle. Foul there. It does look like it's going to go on Haley Haywood. Or correction, that'll be on Elizabeth Mason, her first, team's first. And that will send Allstetter to the line now for two.
And not sure how that follows on Elizabeth Mason. I thought you were correct in the Haley Haywood. But, you know, that's somebody that, hey, you don't want shooting the three, nor that's their best rebounder. You're not going to get a body on her and box her out after she took the three. Just a lot of simple mistakes being made from the Purple Raiders here tonight.
2 for 2 from the line. Allstetter's got a game-high 17 points now. As the Raiders with some more substitutions. Addison Mucci, Sierra Schlosser, Lily Sweeney out on the floor. The whole second unit out there now for Mount Union.
And a pretty early substitution without the press. I mean, it's been 3 minutes.
Now it looks like Wilmington will return the favor with a 2-2-1 press themselves here now. Mucci gives it over to McElroy. They are able to break the press here now. Mucci at the Mount Union logo swings it over to Haywood. Haywood now over to McElroy. Back over to Haywood. The Raiders will move the ball around the perimeter here now. Need to get something going here. They've yet to hit a field goal in this second half. Around here now, Lily Sweeney. She gives it over to Schlosser. Schlosser up top, Haywood. 2 seconds, 1 second. Fires up a desperation heave. Can't get it to go. Rebound to the Quakers.
There's no downhill presence coming from this offense.
Walker now swings it up top to Allstetter. Now in the corner, Keaton Hupp. She'll look to drive. Baseline blocked from behind by McElroy, but she's called for the foul. Her first, team second. Keaton Hupp to the line for two.
Just kind of poor transition defense there from the Purple Raiders. A swing on the wing down to the corner, and almost immediate drive to the baseline, and a good attempt from the block from behind. Just, you know, get the foul call. And Purple Raiders need to figure something out on offense. Stagnant as all heck. Not to mention, there's just no downhill presence, which is how this offense thrives. So
Keaton Hupp, 1 for 2. Offensive rebound, though, here to Dreyer, and Dreyer is now going to draw the whistle. It's a foul going there on the Purple Raiders. It's McElroy once again. 2 quick fouls for her here. Third of the quarter. Didi Nash back in for Mount Union, and Dreyer to the line for 2.
And the wheels on the bus are slowly falling off here for the Purple Raiders, and they need to fix something here soon. Not a great start to this third quarter. There's a lot of factors that are driving this, but one of them that's eating at me is the amount of subbing that's going on. You're just not allowing players to get in rhythms, and I just feel like that's really tough on your offensive game plan.
As Nash will have it, largest deficit of the game now here for the Purple Raiders. Addison Mucci now with it. She looks to drive, steps into the mid-range, and that one's in and out, no good. Ball's tipped out here, though, now to Day Nash. So Raiders still looking for their first made field goal of the quarter. That time, that three is no good for Madison Mucci. And Wilmington will look to extend the lead here. 7-1 run for the Quakers to start the quarter. 9-1 run dating back to that first half. So up top they go now, Kai Walker. Walker thought about the three. Now hands it over to Lovett. Around the perimeter they'll go here with 5 on the shot clock. Keaton Hupp looks to drive. Goes up for the shot. Had it blocked by Schlosser. Mucci now with it. She draws the whistle on the reach. That foul's going to go on Katie Dreyer, her first, team's second.
Great block there from Schlosser, and they've been on the short end of the stick when it comes to blocks and fouls. So fortunate to get away with the block there, and we will see how no press coming on this possession from Wilmington.
So Day walking it up the floor now here. Tries to get it to a cutter in Addison Mucci, but that pass too high, out of bounds it goes. The Raiders now have went 5.5 minutes of this third quarter without a made field goal. And we have a whistle and a late timeout's going to go here to Coach Susie Vanette. 4:33 left to go in the third. Mount Union trailing 43-32. They've just put up 1 point here in this third quarter. BK, what do you think the key is going to be for Mount Union to kind of unlock this offense here a little bit? It's obviously been very tough in this third quarter for them.
Well, I mean, you talk about how they've missed the last 5 shots they've taken. They're allowing a 7-1 run currently. Something we haven't seen from them, and I've kind of been saying it over the last couple possessions, is Mount Union's not getting downhill. There's no drive presence. There's no inside presence. You're not getting it inside. Catch, turn, look, center yourself, get drivers cutting down the lanes. Like, there's just no movement. Everybody's staring, watching the ball, working around the arc until that shot clock just winds down to 10 seconds until we're jacking something up. So clearly they need to get something moving on offense, switch the pace at which you're moving with different kind of motion, different kind of screens, something. But the offense is stagnant.
We'll see what adjustments are made out of the timeout. We have a whistle. Reach-in foul is going to go on Addison Mucci. Her first, team's fourth. Next foul will send Wilmington into the bonus for the rest of the quarter. Is that last stoppage? Elizabeth Mason back into the game now for Mount Union. So Stephanie Allstetter continues to lead the game in scoring with 17 points. 11 points for Cassidy Lovett. Raiders yet to have a double-digit score here tonight. Elizabeth Mason with a team-high 9. And that's not going to help here for Mount Union. Cassidy Lovett's going to draw the and one. The foul on Mucci, her second, team's fifth. Lovett gets the shot to go, and one more free throw upcoming. Lily Sweeney in now here.
And slowly but surely, Wilmington just eating away at this lead, or adding more to this lead, and Mount Union not eating away at it in the slightest. And I believe that would make this a 10-1 run currently.
And the Quakers have already surpassed their point total from the first time these two teams met. They only scored 45 in the 66-45 loss earlier in the year. They're up to 46 now here. Elizabeth Mason now will look to drive, gets into the paint, now has to kick it out to Allie Hudick. Hudick now around here to Schlosser. 8 on the shot clock as Elizabeth Mason drives, gets to the rim for 2. First field goal in the second half for Mount Union.
And they're attacking the basket again.
Elizabeth Mason has all 3 Mount Union points here in the second half as Kai Walker, don't know how that wasn't a 5-second violation, but nonetheless, the Quakers are going to maintain the possession. Susie Vanette was very hot after that one. Had a word with the referee as they were coming down the court. Kai Walker fires up the shot and gets it to go. 48-34. Very interesting call, or no call I should say right there, as Day now swings it over to Allie Hudick. Hudick now will step into a 3, in and out, no good. Fight for the board. Foul going here on Mount Union. It's going to be on Day, her third penalty situation. Kai Walker should be heading to the line here for 2.
That is a very interesting foul. No box out on Day Nash, and got her hand on the ball and just hooked. I don't understand that that's a foul, but nevertheless, loose ball, and they're going to figure out the foul situation here. I believe she should be shooting.
She should be shooting, and it looked like the referee over closest to the Wilmington bench was kind of about to signal that he thinks they should be shooting free throws, but they still inbounded the ball anyway, and they stopped it going up midcourt. Now Kai Walker will indeed be shooting 2. So yeah, it's the only difference really between men's and women's college hoops, other than the quarters, of course, is there is just a double bonus automatically when you reach 5 fouls in the quarter. So that is why Walker's going to have 2 free throws upcoming here. No 1-and-1s in women's hoops.
Which is sad. I love 1-and-1s. A lot of pressure that gets added to that first free throw.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you right there. Couldn't agree with you more, I should say. As Walker hits both 16-point Quaker lead, 50-34. Raiders desperately need to generate some offense here. Elizabeth Mason now looking to drive. Kicks it over to Schlosser. Schlosser right back to Elizabeth. She looks to drive, gets into the paint, goes up with the shot, and one upcoming. Elizabeth Mason carrying the team on her back right now. All 5 points in the second half going to her. She's got 13 overall, and she's heading to the line for one more.
I was trying to say it earlier. I don't know why she ever comes off the floor. I mean, maybe a quick little sip of water and get her back on, but she causes so many problems on both ends of the floor. Just a freshman. Excited to see how her future unwinds here in Alliance.
A local product from Marlington High School right here in Alliance, Ohio. She knocks down the free throw there, the and one. She's got 14 now. It's 50-37. Raiders trying to creep back into this one. It's Keaton Hupp now. She'll swing it over here to Edelman. Edelman down low inside. Love it. Her floater's good. 52-37. The Quakers shooting now. 18 for 38 from the floor. Raiders quickly in transition. Give the ball to Allie Hudick to the rim for 2. So 52-39, a whistle, and the Raiders force the turnover. Travel going to go on Keaton Hupp. Ball back here to Mount Union.
And this is almost why you don't press to start the game, because now you kind of have to press. And they've seen it all game long now, so they're getting used to breaking it, and that's something that's going to cause issues later in this fourth quarter.
Inbound Hudick now over to Nash. Up top, Lily Sweeney. And a whistle. Foul going to go on Kai Walker. That'll be her 3rd now. Team's 4th. Next foul sends Mount Union to the free throw line.
See if Mount Union can draw up a quick hitter from the side here.
Sweeney will get set to inbound. Gets it over now to Day-Day Nash. Nash looking to put the moves here on Lovett. Now swings it over here, Elizabeth Mason. Mason puts it on the floor, swings it up top. Schlosser down low inside. A nice pass to Day-Day Nash. Great basketball from Mount Union there. And we'll see if they get Walker, and they do get Walker. That's going to be her 4th personal foul now. With 2:10 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and Day-Day Nash heading to the line for 2.
That's tough for Kai. I mean, kind of got her on what I thought was a very questionable reach call 20 seconds ago, and then on that one, you know, she was straight up and just happened to be there after the catch and Day-Day Nash's momentum. That's almost a foul you can't help but get. But the first one she picked up earlier in that possession, just a tough stretch for Kai there in the last 20 seconds.
Day-Day can't knock down the first. Score remains 52-39. The Raiders now 5 for 8 from the free throw line here this afternoon. She'll look to go 1 for 2 from the line here. That one is good. So 52-40, the Raiders slowly but surely getting back into this one. Love it. Will swing the ball around the perimeter to Allstetter, and her pass is tipped. Raiders come up with the steal. Elizabeth Mason now in transition. Gives it over to Sweeney for the 3. That's no good. Rebound Allstetter. Would have been a big momentum shifter if Mount Union could have scored on that possession. Love it now with it. Minute 44 left to go in the quarter. She's going to take some air out of the basketball here now. No rush here for the Quakers. Love it now with 9 on the shot clock. We'll look to go to work here on Sweeney. Drives into the paint. Goes up with the tough layup and gets it to go. So Love it now the leading scorer for the Quakers here. 18 points, 7 coming in this quarter. 54-40. Elizabeth Mason now swings it over to Schlosser. Up top, Sweeney. Around here, Day-Day Nash. She'll pump fake. She looks to drive. Goes up with the shot. can't get it to go. Just been one of those nights for Mount Union.
Like I said, man, lid on the basket for the Purple Raiders.
It's a great look and a great take from Day-Day. Just couldn't quite finish. Under a minute to go now here in the third. Raiders trailing by 14 right now in this one. Trailed by as many as 16. Love it. Look to drive, whistle, and that's a tough one right there. A foul's going to go on Sierra Schlosser, one that she would like to have back. Her first penalty situation will send Lovett to the line for two. So Reese Triplett and Abby McElroy back into the ball game here. It's 2 free throws now for Lovett. Knocks down the first.
She's got 19. On her way to make it 20.
And she is able to make it 20 here with the second free throw, 56-40. Quakers are now 13 for 15 from the free throw line tonight.
That's huge for them in this point differential.
As Raiders have it here, Elizabeth Mason tried to set the screen on Lovett, but she ran right through her, and she's going to be called for the foul. It's going to be her second, and the penalty situation will send Elizabeth Mason back to the line for two.
Big momentum points coming in to this half, and if you can stop Wilmington on the other end, maybe get a bucket, make this a 4-point swing.
And I'll actually say Abby McElroy was the one who set the screen. It looked like from up here it was Elizabeth Mason.
It was definitely Elizabeth Mason setting the screen. And they use a double screen. They got the option. I'm not sure, but they chose what is probably, I presume, to be the better free throw shooter.
As McElroy does hit both free throws right there. The freshman from Canfield, Ohio, makes it 56-42. As at the other end, they give it up to Keaton Hubb. She steps into a three, and it's nothing but net. Big time bucket from the Quakers there, 59-42.
You're exhaling if you're Wilmington right now.
So the Quakers average just 55.7 points per game. They've already surpassed that here with 1 full quarter left to play. Top of the keys, McElroy for three. No good. Rebound Allstetter. Quakers trying to extend the lead here. 4 seconds left in the quarter. And now Lovett goes up with the shot. Another last-second bucket. Wilmington now, every single quarter, has hit a shot with 3 seconds or less left to go in the quarter. That's been one of the difference makers. 61-42. The Raiders are in trouble now, trailing by 19 at the end of 3. BK, your thoughts on that third quarter?
Just really shaky defense, especially down low. Wilmington getting high percentage of look after high percentage of look. I mean, possession after possession. And, you know, as Mount Union, you can only do so much when you're struggling to score on the opposite end. And it feels like for Wilmington, you know, everything they're putting up is going in the bucket. But that's also a product of what I would call soft defense, especially in the paint. And I'm just not seeing a lot of paint dominance from the Purple Raiders, who on paper should have the advantage down low. And quite frankly, Lovett has, I'm pursuing, I think, almost 16 points in the paint tonight, a lot of which in layups and ones and points at the free throw line, because, I mean, for lack of a better word, a lackadaisical defense down low for the Purple Raiders, and it's been 3 quarters long, and it's an interesting sight.
Without a doubt. We're going to take a look now at some scores from around the OAC. First, for women's hoops. Baldwin Wallace on top, 61-38 is what the final was there. They defeat Muskingum. Marietta defeats Heidelberg 84-57. No score update from Otterbein and Capital. That's a big game for Mount Union. Of course, like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Mount Union is tied with Otterbein and John Carroll for the 5th spot in the OAC tournament. Top 6 teams make the tournament. Another game they're keeping a close eye on, Ohio Northern and John Carroll. ONU on top, 49-30 right now over JCU. Nearing the end of the third quarter in that matchup. And now taking a look at the men's side of things here, men's hoops for Mount Union here. Purple Raiders down 52-50 to Wilmington with 12:48 left to go on that one. Of course, the Quakers won on nearly buzzer beater fashion here in Alliance, Ohio earlier in the year. They're outscoring Mount Union 19-7 right now in the second half. But play resumes here now in the 4th and final quarter of our women's hoops action. Down in the corner now they go to Allstetter. Allstetter will look to drive. And she is bumped by Schlosser, and she draws the whistle. The foul there is going to go on Sierra Schlosser. Her second, team's first of the quarter, just 10 seconds into it. So the inbound here nearly stolen away by Day Nash. Now up top, Triplet will indeed come away with the steal. So the Purple Raiders do force the turnover here, the first possession of this fourth and final quarter. Around here now, Schlosser. Schlosser gives it over to Reese Triplet. Triplet looking to put it on the floor here now. Kicks out to Conroy, but she shuffled her shoes. Traveling call, ball back to Wilmington.
Almost looked like that ball got locked up versus a travel, more of a jump ball. But
and the Quakers now with it. Love it. Tries to get it past Day Nash, but Day took it away. Conroy now with it. The Raiders have forced 2 turnovers to start the quarter. Schlosser in the corner to Triplet. She'll step into a 3. That's no good. Rebound, McElroy goes down to the ground. Took a hard fall. No whistle. Quakers have it. Dreyer just saves the possession. An acrobatic save. Great effort. But right to the Purple Raiders. It's a near front flip, it looked like there from Dryers. At the other end, the chaotic sequence nearly ends in an almost and one from Tess Conroy. The foul there on the Quakers is going to go on Dreyer. Her third, team's first. Conroy to the line for 2.
it was a rainbow floater. Wow, I thought that thing was going to sit up there forever. I mean, the acrobatic finish, I think she did a backwards somersault. I could not see, but wow.
Great hustle from Katie Dreyer. It's just unfortunate that it got to the Purple Raiders for her, and then Conroy nearly the incredible, almost impossible looking layup, but she gets the first one to go there.
She almost had the steal coming back when the pass came to Tess. She was right there. Tess is almost more impressive finish. That would have been a thing of beauty if that went in.
She knocks down both free throws, 61-44. First 2 points of the fourth quarter going here to Mount Union. Kai Walker will check back in with those 4 personal fouls here for the Quakers. Raiders look like they are in a zone now here. As Huppel swinging around here to Walker. Near steal by McElroy. Out of bounds. Last off the Quakers. The Raiders are forcing a lot of turnovers here in this fourth and final period. Now they got to capitalize.
And we talked about it. It's something they do really, really well, but something they haven't done really, really well is capitalize on those turnovers to points.
So Katie Dreyer checks quickly back in. Walker goes back to the bench. Down low inside now. Conroy nearly draws the whistle there, but instead they'll say it's a steal for the Quakers. Lovett will be defended here by Addie Mucci. And Lovett looking where to go with it here now. Just wisely taking her time here with her team on top by 17. She drives into the paint, goes up with the shot. 24 now for Cassidy Lovett. It's just very impressive, 63-44. Addison Mucci now over to Reese Triplet. And Triplet try to hand it off to Addison Mucci, but we have a whistle and a timeout for Coach Vanette. With 7:49 left to go in the fourth. Mount Union trailing by 19 in this one.
Nah, you know, down 19, 7:49 to play at this point. I mean, a comeback is not something that's necessarily on the horizon. Not impossible, but definitely not something that is probable. However, this is an opportunity for you to get a little bit better at some things that you haven't done well all game, or a play you're struggling on, or a certain zone defense you need to work on. This is that kind of time right now. I mean, you got to pull something out, right? There hasn't been much that worked all game. There hasn't been much that's worked this quarter. You know, you've got one player right now that's looking to score the ball, and the rest of everybody else is kind of got a lid on the rim. Wilmington, you got 3 players in double digits, one with 24, one with 17. Just not falling your way tonight for the Purple Raiders.
Lovett's just 1 point off from her season high. Her season high was 25 points in a losing effort to John Carroll. She's at 24 here tonight. She's out of the timeout now. Conroy kicks it out up top. Triplet Triplet pump fakes, drives, goes up with the shot. She can't get it to go. Rebound to Allstetter. It was Stephanie Allstetter. She had 15 in the first half. She's got 17 now for the game, but she led the way at first for Wilmington, but it's been all Cassidy Lovett now in this second half. It's Keaton Hupp now with it. She puts it on the floor, looks to drive, now kicks it out to Lovett. Lovett will now put it on the floor, looks to drive here once again, and there's the season high now for Cassidy Lovett. 26 points. It's now a 21-point lead.
I mean, it's just effortless for her to get to the paint, and there's nobody there to stop her.
So 3 from McElroy is no good, and a rebound to Dreyer. She takes a fall. It's a jump ball, possession arrow in favor of Mount Union. Allie Hudick, Day Nash back in here now for the Purple Raiders, who need to get something going. Day now on the inbound, gets it over to Triplet. Nash now back with it here. Now around here, Allie Hudick. Hudick will look to drive, swings it up top, Elizabeth Mason. Mason now driving here, goes up with the shot and gets it to go. Elizabeth Mason's got 16 now, it's 65-46.
It's the only one looking to score the rock currently.
Another jump ball, the possession arrow this time will be in favor of Wilmington. And BK, just an incredible stat. Elizabeth Mason is 6 for 8 now from the floor here tonight. The rest of her team, 10 for 45. So Elizabeth Mason has really been the main source of offense here today.
Give her the ball and get out of the way.
So the deficit is 19, but still some time to make a comeback. We have a whistle. 10-second violation. Once again, the second time here today that Wilmington has called for that. So another turnover, another chance for the Raiders to capitalize. Just the most glaring statistic here, though, now. Wilmington's up to 53.5% shooting, 23 for 43, 6 for 14 from downtown. The Raiders, 28.8% from the floor right now at 15 for 52.
They're just settling, quite frankly, and there's Mason again.
There she is. She's getting it done inside, and this time gets it done outside. Elizabeth Mason's got 19 now for Mount Union. Love it now with it. Raiders trailing by 16 here now. Alexa Cadillac checked back into the ballgame for Mount Union at that last stoppage as well. She was just defending Walker on the perimeter. Now defends her once again. Up top now, Allstetter. Allstetter looking to put it on the floor. She'll drive. Kicks it out here. It's a whistle, and a charging foul is going to go on Allstetter. Her second, team second, and again, Raiders forcing another turnover, need to capitalize.
And momentum can be a crazy thing in basketball. This game is not over the way that they're playing currently, and keep causing time. Score quickly.
They've now forced 7 Wilmington turnovers just in this fourth quarter alone. Day Nash now up at the top for 3. That's no good. Rebound to the Quakers. Love it now with it. She'll be defended here by Hudick. Looks to cross her over, now drives into the paint. Love it. Kicks it out now to Keaton Hupp. Hupp over in the corner to a wide open Katie Dreyer for 3. That's too strong. Rebound Abby McElroy. Nice rebound by her. Day now with it. Raiders need to get something going. Just 5 minutes left here in this one as Elizabeth Mason to the rim. 21 now for Elizabeth Mason, just carrying the team on her back. 65-51. Kai Walker now with it. Gives it over to Hupp. The Raiders here tangle it up. Jump ball.
No foul.
Or a foul, yes indeed. Elizabeth Mason called for the foul. Her second, team second.
It's hard when the girl just crumbles to the ground, you know. Yeah, tough call.
So now off the inbound, the Quakers will have it. Trying to close things out, Mount Union's not making it easy. 4:40 left to go, trailing by 14. Trailed by as many as 21, but it's a 7-0 run for the Purple Raiders.
Gotta get some pressure on the ball. You don't have time to let them swing it around the arc the entire shot clock.
Love it now with 7 on the shot clock. Looks to drive a hard fall there from Day-Day Nash, and I believe she's going to be the one called for the foul. She is indeed. Her fourth, team's third. That one's on the floor. The Raiders kind of, in this situation, I think would be hoping that it's shooting free throws. They'll actually say it is now shooting. I was going to mention, if it wasn't shooting free throws right there, there'd be 20 seconds back on the shot clock for Wilmington to kind of kill off the clock. But now the free throws will at least stop the clock here momentarily.
But not somebody who you want at the free throw line who is just shy of 30 tonight.
As Cassidy Lovett hits the first, trying to get 2 for 2 from the line. She is indeed 28.
Keep this in mind, 30 points and not a single three-pointer has Cassidy Lovett hit yet tonight.
Allie Hudick misses the quick shot right there. And now Wilmington can just really kill some clock here at the other end. Lovett draws the double team. We've got a whistle. Timeout going to the Quakers here. They'll have just one remaining, 4:05 left to go. Raiders are trying to claw their way back in this one. Wilmington's not making it happen so far, though. It's 67-51.
I mean, we talked about it earlier. Just not a lot that you can do when they're scoring at the capacity that they're scoring at. Lovett's been the entire story of the second half. We have not seen much from Stephanie Allstetter much. I mean, she had 15 at half and at 17 here. It's been all Lovett here in this second half and just killing the Raiders inside. This is their smallest player, 28 points, not a single three-pointer. All of her points have came from the free throw line in the paint or jump shots around the perimeter. And it just goes to show, how does the smallest player on the floor have almost 25 points in the paint? At a point, at a point you got to sell out to stop the drive and make them shoot the three ball, win the game. I mean, this is not historically a great three-point shooting team. Haven't been all season long. I don't see how you let something like that happen. Just my personal thought on it. I mean, I'd flip to a zone, something.
Let's see what adjustments are made out of the timeout here. It's Kai Walker with it. Head coach Sydney Moss just saying take some time off the clock, and Walker will listen to her right there as just 8 seconds on the shot clock now. Hupp looks to drive, lost the handle. Body's on the ground. Walker just able to save the possession. Now over to Lovett. Couldn't get the three off in time. So shot clock violation. Raiders again forcing a turnover. They've done a great job of that in this fourth quarter. Just haven't capitalized on them. They'll need to here with 3:47 left to go. Day-Day now with it. Swings it over to McElroy. And McElroy hands it off to Cadillac. Cadillac now will draw that fifth foul on Kai Walker. Walker's day is done with 3:37 left to go. She exits the game with 6 points. And that will be the third team foul of the quarter for Wilmington.
And she will take a seat. 3:37, 67-51. Quakers are in the lead.
As Bailey Edelman back into the ball game here now. Day-Day Nash now with it. Takes a screen here from McElroy. Goes up with the shot, and Day-Day gets it to go. 67-53. She's got 11 now. Near steal by Mountain Union here once again. Wilmington's able to break the press. And once again, Lovett is just going to dribble out the clock. She's defended here by the freshman Cadillac. And Lovett taking that shot clock all the way down to 10 here now. She looks to drive and has it taken away by McElroy. Abby McElroy now will look to push the pace. She gives it over here, Day-Day Nash. Back up top, McElroy. High post, Elizabeth Mason. She'll drive, goes up with the shot. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound, Wilmington. So Edelman now with it. She gives it over to Lovett. 2:43 left to go in this one. Wilmington looking to clinch just their fourth win on the season. It would be their second win in OAC play. We've got a whistle. Jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Quakers.
I mean, Mount Union's still fighting here. Mount Union's still fighting here for points. Still fighting on defense, and you gotta love the tenacity that Susie Vanette still brings to this team. You know, when the gates are predominantly closed, but we need a Tracy McGrady sort of action here for the Purple Raiders to win this one. But I mean, you gotta hand it to the Wilmington Quakers. They came out hot, ended hot, started hot. It didn't matter. They're having one of their best performances they've had all season, and Cassidy Lovett is at the helm of that.
Yeah, and if this result stands, of course, like I mentioned, Wilmington would get their 4th win of the year, 4-12, 2-8 in OAC play. Their next game will be this Wednesday. They are going to play host to Capital. The Purple Raiders, with a loss, would drop to 7-10, 4-6 in OAC play, where they'll be facing the Baldwin-Wallace Yellow Jackets here in Alliance, Ohio, this upcoming Wednesday. We're going to give you a quick score update from the men's side of things. They are in a dogfight with 4:37 left to go. They are currently trailing Wilmington 65-64. In that matchup right now, Christian Parker's got 26 points and 9 rebounds as your Purple Raider men's team is trying to make a comeback and avoid getting swept by Wilmington on the year.
Wilmington beat the boys Purple Raiders team earlier in the season, and that is a team that always plays that Raider group tough, and we'll see what the end of that one has to bring.
So now here on the inbound, Cassidy Lovett gets it, draws the double team, and just able to get out of it here now. Edelman gives over to Allstetter, and Allstetter's shot is good. She's got 19 points. That matches her career high. It's 69-53. Hasn't quite been the Raiders' day, but Mount Union is not stopping the fight here as McElroy drives, draws the whistle. And the foul's going to go on Katie Dreyer, her 4th, team's 4th. Abby McElroy to the line for 2.
And aggression we haven't seen from her at all tonight, and finally putting her shoulder down, going to the rack. See her knock down 2 more here, or 1 more. We'll see.
That one is no good. So 69-53. Second one is good, 69-54. So 15-point deficit with 2:15 left to go here. Love it, looking to drive here. Now just gonna pull it out and dribble out some clock at the Mount Union logo. Got a whistle, and we'll say it's out of bounds here going off Hudick. So we'll remain Wilmington basketball, 18 seconds on the shot clock, 2:04 on the game clock. Again, Wilmington averages just around 55 points per contest. They surpassed that through 3 quarters. It's Allstetter to the rim. She's got a new career high, 21 points with 71-54. At the other end, Lily Sweeney down low inside to Allie Hudick. Hudick with the up and under, goes with the reverse layup, can't get it to go. Grabbed her own miss, now out to Day-Day Nash. Nash now in the corner, looking to drive. Kicks it up top, Abby McElroy. Cross court, Lily Sweeney. Sweeney will fire up the 3, that's no good. Rebound to the Quakers, got a whistle, and a travel is actually going to go here on Allstetter. Ball back to Mount Union.
Yeah, just trying to kind of put up any kind of points they can at this point, and well out of reach with the 1:35 left. Let's see Elizabeth Mason try again.
And Elizabeth Mason now has 23 points, and that's going to make it 71-56. Again, the Raiders just putting some pressure on here with the result in hand for Wilmington. But Elizabeth Mason's had herself a great day. That's actually a new career high for her as well. Her previous career high was 20. Now she's up to 23 points here this afternoon.
And just had 19 the other night.
As bodies down on the ground, and we've got a whistle, a jump ball, possession arrow in favor of the Raiders with 1:02 left.
Still one heck of a physical game for, a 15, 16-point contest with 1:02 to play, and both these teams still fighting for each possession. And gotta hand it to them.
So Elizabeth Mason will take a seat for the final minute 2. Finishes the game with 23 points, 5 rebounds, a new career high for her in points as well as made field goals. She was 9 for 12 tonight. as Day fires up the shot from the elbow, can't get it to go. Rebound to the Quakers. Cassidy Lovett and Stephanie Alstetter combined for 49 of their team's 71 here this afternoon. And that's been the difference.
It's been the tail of the tape so far tonight, as those two just keeping this one out of reach.
On cue, Lovett will kick it out to Alstetter. Now around here to Hupp. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Need to fire something up. That one's no good. Rebound Schlosser. Now Hudick with it. Hudick kicks it over here. Lily Sweeney fires up a shot from the wing, and it's good. Lily Sweeney, 8 points here this afternoon, 71-59. Lovett just needs to cross half court here, and she does. And she can just dribble out the clock. A well-deserved victory here today from the Wilmington Quakers. Wilmington shoots 54% from the floor, and they come away victorious, 71-59. BK, your final thoughts here on this one today, man?
I can tell you the Purple Raiders are going to be doing a lot of defensive drills tomorrow at practice, or Monday, however they choose to deal with this loss. But 3 players in double digits, and quite frankly, you're just, it's not like you lost letting up a really good 3-point shooting team, or they were just lights out from the floor. No, they had almost every single point that was tragic to you in the paint or at the free throw line in an and one. So clearly need to clean something up on defense, and maybe figure out how to deal with this press and still hit shots at the same time. It's clearly affecting. You see a lot of shots going short on this offense. So some things to clean up, and they'll look at that on Monday in review. But they got some big weeks coming up, and looking forward to this OAC tournament. Season is coming to an end here soon.
Yeah, every game will have a big meeting for Mount Union for the women's side of things down the stretch here, as they are going to need to get back on their winning ways when they face Baldwin Wallace this upcoming Wednesday. They will fall today 71-59. Elizabeth Mason led Mount Union with 23 points, a new career high for her here this afternoon. Cassidy Lovett finished with 28 points. Stephanie Alstetter with 21 to lead the Quakers. They come away victorious 71-59. So for my partner, Brendan Kearns, I'm Jacob Batar signing off here from the MAC, and as always, it's a great day to be a Purple Raider.